And we've bought these two horses, which are actually Comtois. They're French. They're 4 years old and they were broken to drive when we first got them. We now live in Cornwall in Herefordshire, and we now work with Mark, who's part of Trevalon Organic vegetables. And we work these horses on the vegetable plots on it in the fields, keeping the land nice and tidy, and hopefully they're feeding them with their grass and hay. I just prefer the whole feel and the skill and the, you know, I don't want to drive tractors up and down a field. It's not my idea of life actually. You know, I want to do something that I enjoy doing. I think working with animals in the landscape on a small scale where you can, you know, fit them in efficiently with modern machinery is the way forward actually. Niche marketing even. I think this is the way forward. I don't want to compete with big boys on large scales producing huge amounts of food at very cheap prices. You know, you have to go up to massive machinery, massive buildings, washing, chemicals, and I just don't want to go down that route. I'd rather stay organic, work with the animals. Even if it is just a hobby, it's actually turning out to be quite an efficient one now with the new machinery. As I say, it saves hours and hours and hours of hand work.
So we started here, the top part of the field where it's flattest, we're growing vegetables, and as it gets steeper we're planning to put in fruit and trees and things. I don't know how much you know about organic production, but we farm organically. We can't call ourselves organic at the moment. This is just our first year of growing. You have to have 2 years of certification before you can say you're actually organic. But the main basis of it is bringing up the soil fertility by natural means, by creating the right environment for the plants to grow. And part of that is the rotation. And what you see here is actually 2 plots. And we've got sort of carrots and onions in this plot, we've got cabbages in the bottom plot, and then the bottom bed is another 2 plots, and that we've got beans, and again another cabbage plot. It digs quite deep into the soil, and as you see it creates sort of little ridges. And one of the things we noticed, that where the soil is flat and rotated and you plant into it, the soil surface dries out really quick. But where we've created the ridges, the soil retains more moisture. Which maybe you think, oh yes, the water runs into the bottom of the furrows. So basically, along the bottom, it's much moister. But the whole bed actually retains more moisture. Even the top of the hillocks are moister. And we don't know why, but it's just something we've discovered for ourselves. If you come down here in the morning, you can see the top of the hillocks have dried out, and the bottom, where the seeds are and the plants are, there's a row of moisture all the way along. So we just by accident we discovered a really good cultivation method that actually helps retain the water in the soil. So although we've got irrigation set up now, we haven't actually used it this year. And apart from watering in a few things when they put the seedlings in, we haven't actually watered any of the crops. And similarly with the carrots, we've sown those really thickly, and all we've done so far is thin them. So we basically, if you leave them this thick, the roots won't develop. So what we have to do is thin them out. And fortunately for us, that's just the size carrot that 15 want at the moment. In Cornwall, in Devon, you've got the hedge banks, so you don't actually need a fence for stock proofing. Yeah. You just basically lay the hedge, just renew the hedge all the time. If you leave it grow up, it just gets all gappy in the bottom, it gets big and it falls over and the stock gets through it, and it's no good at all. So by cutting it down, you're regenerating it. I mean, a hazel, if you let it grow big, it would live for maybe 30 years. If you keep cutting it down every 5 or 10 years, it will live for 1,000 years.